When I actually resigned and I told her, hey, we're leaving Google, then I left the startup, her response to me was like, it's about time. I was waiting for when you would realize Allah has something much bigger in your path. Chasing almost like this optical illusion, which is a mirage of what this world told us was success, which is climb the corporate ladder. How do I actually view work? Is it the amount of time I put in? And what am I leaving behind, right? Am I actually putting that same amount of energy into my prayer? Am I present with it?
Assalamu alaikum everybody, Fahad Siddiqi here. We're at ISNA here at the Ikhlas booth, and I'm so excited to be joined by brother Othman, who is a leading coach for Muslim men on the personal and business side. Thank you, Othman, so much for taking a few minutes to join us and talk to us.
Jazakallah khair for having me. Really appreciate it.
So, RYSE coaching program, tell us a little bit about it.
So RYSE came out of nothing. It essentially, so I've spent most of all of my career in corporate America, in places like IBM, went to like a late stage startup, then went to Google for 5 years, was in the heyday. This is before kind of all the layoffs. This is when like everything was still free. They were throwing money out. So got to enjoy that. I lived in San Francisco for a few years with my family. Really saw the high potential of Muslims there, like very successful,
a lot of talent.
very intelligent, a lot of talent. And so that inspired me. And so I'm like, after kind of a few years there, you start to realize and get the itch of like wanting to do something with like your hands.
Yeah.
And so I moved to a startup.
Okay.
And I was the chief growth officer there for a couple years, and then October 7th kind of changed a lot of my my view of the world.
Sure.
And so RYSE coaching really came out of nothing. I resigned. I said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deserves more from me. And then suddenly Muslim men started to reach out, asking for guidance, more help, like strategic thinking. And really it transformed into like, I just need help with myself. Like I need to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so that's what I've been doing for the last year.
Okay, before we get into that, prior to October 7th, you are living the American dream. Successful, good job, at a great company, high up, C-level executive.
Alhamdulillah.
Why would anybody leave that, right? What was that trigger or hook that just made you say, you know what, I'm gonna get on out of here?
Yeah, so this is what I would say is like the number one problem that I'm now on a mission to solve with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's help and guidance. And that is this exact feeling where I think for so many years we've been told, especially as Muslims raised in America, our first generations when they came, like our parents, our grandparents, was like, we're just here to survive so you can have a better life than we did, right? We left everything behind for you. And so for all those years, that's what was building. And so you were chasing almost like this optical illusion, which is a mirage of what this world told us was success, which is climb the corporate ladder, buy a bunch of, houses, support your family, support Muslim organizations, really build your footprint in America and be part of that. And alhamdulillah, that's what happened. So the part that I think was lost on many of us is when you get to those places where you're sitting with the C-levels of a Google, and you're now talking about a different part of your heart, which is the part that holds like all of the elements of your unity, your community, your ummah, your brothers that you don't maybe see every single day. And so when I saw that kind of on full display of us at Google, as Muslims at Google, I was like, man, this is not something that I feel like I'm actually having the impact that I thought I would. And so the money was good, the success is good, the titles are good, people introduce you as the person, oh, you're X this and X that. But at the end, when I actually reached that end line that I thought we were supposed to get, more money was not enough. And so there was an emptiness that sets in where you're just like, well, what does my life mean right now? I think people call it a midlife crisis nowadays.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it was more of an awakening.
Sure.
And because of that, I think many Muslims now who are trying to create wealth, they're trying to get to that, success level because they have good intentions of supporting people, I think what we forget is the emptiness.
Yeah.
And we don't realize that 20 years in, you got white hairs, you got kids that you're looking at. There's something a bit more that you're searching for inside, and that's that disconnection that I think I'm having. And so that's the work that now I think I'm spending a lot more time with Muslim men to try to save that ahead of time. Just get the right mindset,
Right.
build the right heart set, have the skill set that does elevate you and does excel you, because we should be that. But now do it with something with substance, right?
Substance, absolutely. So you're probably speaking to a lot of people out there. What advice do you give to the man out there who was in your position, but they're fearful? You know, it's hard to pull the Band-Aid off.
Absolutely.
We all have families and responsibilities. We all just can't up and quit our job tomorrow. What are some of the baby steps that people can take to, inshallah, before they make the full transition?
Yeah. Know why you're here. It's as simple as a question to ourselves. I think for a lot of years, stopping and being intentional with the path you're taking is something many of us don't do. We believe in Allah's going to guide us to the thing that's best, right? What that creates almost unintentionally is a complacency of falling into the right opportunities rather than planning them out. And so the first step that I would say every single man, every single woman should take is really asking, like, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put me here right now, in this time, in this place, with all of the gifts, all of the skills, all of the knowledge that He's kind of invested in me? Why? Why me? What am I supposed to do with that, right? And so a lot of times we focus on the what's, right? We focus on the externalities. But if we just take that one step back to say, what actually gets me out of bed? Why should I drive myself into the ground trying to support these like arbitrary corporate, objectives? What's the reason behind it? There's something always deeper, right? And I think many times we shut that part of us off, and that's what catches up with us 15, 20 years later, and we start to realize.
So yeah, I think you make a great point. For those of us out there who are in our mid 30s, 40s, we've had the success. We're feeling that emptiness, and we're looking for that why, right? Let me ask you, if we slide down the scale just a little bit, what do you say to the younger guys, the ones who are 20s, 22, 25? They haven't had that professional success yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's a different generation also. What advice do you give them? Hey, instead of chasing the secular goals, go this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I actually believe you're going to get, so I have 100% belief that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will still bless us with even more than what we've been trained to chase. So it's actually not running away from money. That is a misnomer. Many people are like, oh, you're telling me leave the... No, I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying the path looks different. The end result will be far more successful, far more lucrative in the long run with this path. And I'll explain why. So for these younger guys, and we're starting this, so like a new company, inshallah, that we're launching in September. It's called Mirage Collective.
Okay.
And it's taking people that have found this success of, selling and exiting businesses, taking a lot of the experiences that I've had, taking the knowledge from our faith, and now putting it into a way that's very practical. Because I think we've almost over-intellectualized what it means to be spiritually connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But there are very practical ways in the real world, using real cases that we live through every single day, that we just need a little bit of guidance on. We just need another person that holds us.
Yeah.
And so from the young person standpoint is one, finding the right suhbah. Okay. So loneliness is a huge element that now plagues people, but we don't ever talk about it. And so just having another person that you feel you can see yourself in, and they tell you like, dude, I'm feeling the same exact way. Just that validation from Muslim men specifically gives you a confidence that you've never had before, right? So the first step is actually just look around you and see who are those 5 people that are the closest to you, and you're the average of those 5 people, right? This is a Harvard study that's known. So if I look around the 5 people that are closest to me and I don't see people that inspire me, they don't motivate me to be better, they don't motivate me to go to the gym, they don't tell me to like excel at work, they don't tell me to be the best son that I can be, the best husband then I'm going to be the average of those 5 people. Is that really what I want? So first is taking that introspective look and making that decision. The second thing is look at your mindset. Who is the one that actually gives you wealth? And we know from our tradition, from the Muslim perspective, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already written how much we're going to make in our life. It's not anything that we can change in terms of decree. But what we can do, and so working harder and just saying, I just got to hustle more is going to create more wealth is a false perception of the reality that actually you're investing time in one place. We're actually showing gratitude to Allah may increase and actually unlock the rizq that you're searching for, the wealth you're searching for. So the advice here would be just check ourselves and say, do I actually know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for who He is and who He has described Himself to me as? And from a practical standpoint, we can start to now take different steps towards saying, okay, how do I actually view work? Is it the amount of time I put in? And what am I leaving behind, right? Am I actually putting that same amount of energy into my prayer? Am I present with it? Am I actually making dua for the things that I'm asking for? Am I praying for them? And if I'm not, then really, if you get more wealth, are you going to get closer or are you going to get further away?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I am loving this conversation. I'm going to ask you a question. I think I already know the answer. I'm pretty sure that these types of conversations your parents weren't having with you. They came to this country struggling, trying to set the foundation, just trying to survive to the next day. Today in 2025, alhamdulillah, we're blessed. As a father today, what are you telling your children who are, alhamdulillah, have everything at their fingertips, right?
So I will say, the greatest blessing that I have had is the blessing of my parents. So my mother is actually, a scholar here, and from day one, she always taught us. One, she built confidence in ourselves to say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose you for something amazing. It's just a matter of you living up to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen you for. Money will never make me more happy with you than you putting your head on the ground and praying. And she said this from when I was a young kid. Wow. Like, this is like, think about report cards. And I've written about this before. Like, I very clearly remember my mother, when other kids would come home with their report, they'd be like worried, like, what's the validation they're going to get from their parents? Like, oh, you could have done better. Why'd you get an A? You should have got an A plus. Or like, oh, amazing. Yeah, you did so well. For me, it's like I came home and my mom wouldn't even acknowledge the grades. She would say, let's sit and take a different report card. Yeah. Were you able to pray dhuhr at school? Did you get other people to pray with you? Did you find space for other people to establish their salah? And if those things were checked off, she said, okay, I'm proud of you. And so for me, from a young age, she's always instilled that it's not about the material success. It was always about your relationship with Allah, and did you bring other people to Allah through that? And so I think for me, it just took me a little bit of time, to come back to that. So when I actually resigned and I told her, hey, we're leaving Google, then I left the startup, her response to me was like, it's about time. I was waiting for when you would realize Allah has something much bigger in your path. And so that's what I tell. So I want my kid, you got to model this stuff. We can talk to our kids until our faces are blue, but it's what we model to them that they're going to live with. So if they saw me hustling every single day and I'm not talking to them because I'm sitting in the office, I'm out of the house because I'm working and traveling, and I come home and they come and they like disturb you, right? And you tell them like, I can't talk to you because I'm working. Who's gonna put the food on the table? Those are the behaviors that you're modeling to them. That's what they're going to apply. But if I come home and say, hey, you're the most important thing to me, and they see every single day that you're showing up, you're present, your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is at the center of the household, and that they're just now attracted to that, that becomes the way that they live
Wow.
it. And so again, we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives us for our shortcomings, but I really do believe it's about how much emphasis we put on work and the importance of our bosses and our meetings, that then our kids start to pretend and act like us.
Yeah.
Whereas imagine if you actually saw Allah as your boss, and that meeting, which is that 5 times a day that you have with him, that's more important than any other meeting that you have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when you talk about finding your why, working hard, surrounding yourself with the right people,
Yeah.
what does the team here at Ikhlas mean to you?
So, so Osama, who's the CEO of Ikhlas, means the world to me because he was one of those 5 people that I surrounded myself with that inspires me, right? Osama is the embodiment of what it means to excel in all aspects of your life. When it comes to his family, he always puts his family first. When it comes to his community, he puts his community first. When it comes to work, he puts the work first. But all of that somehow just aligns because of his relationship with his creator. And so to me, Ikhlas, and this is the reason why I just want to be in the vicinity of Ikhlas, right? Like, I want to have it, I've been waiting for the green to show up because I believe in the people behind it and the vision that they had and the vision they have for what this could be. And to be honest with you, from even a corporate sense, we as Muslims in America need to build these alternative views of what it looks like to build highly successful, highly lucrative, and highly scalable businesses that are built on the right foundations where you always put God first. You don't put yourself first. You don't put your greed first. You don't put money first. You put God first, and then you put the people that you're trying to serve on behalf of God before you. And to me, that's what Ikhlas represents. And I just, to me, I just want to be here for the vibes. And mashallah, with a lot of brothers and sisters that are truly putting their hearts into it. And I would just say that I hope that every single person who works at Ikhlas has that same intention and that same fire that you see from Usama and Khalid and Abdurrahman, that they drive every single day in supporting a mission that is beyond just the temporal world that we're living in, right?
MashaAllah,
and if that becomes your path to Allah, then I think there is nothing that will hold us back from reaching the goals that we set.
Man, brother Othman, you're giving me goosebumps.
Allah barik fik.
We'll wrap this up for everyone out there how do they find you? What's the coaching program? Is it open to everybody? How does it work?
So we are very selective. I think there's so much, and again, we're sitting here at ISNA, mashallah, and we're seeing amazing organizations, amazing companies that are building something important. We just feel like there's a certain piece that's been missing for a long time, which is in this highly successful, highly driven Muslim man space. And so if you're interested in it, go to Miraj Collective, MIRAJ collective.com, and hopefully you're going to see something that resonates with you. And if not, you can always follow me on LinkedIn. I post a lot of content talking about these things. And so just follow Othman Altalib on LinkedIn, and inshallah that should be it.
MashaAllah. Thank you so much, brother.
I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it,
Thank
guys.
you so much.
For all you guys out there, thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to seeing you next time. Assalamu alaikum.